As we celebrate a big space milestone this month, the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11, we're also observing a big benchmark at KPRC this year, 70 years on the air.
And we've been digging through our archives and found a special broadcast to help us honor both anniversaries. Our newscast from July 20th, 1979. That was 10 years after the moon landing. Christine Noel is joining us with that trip down memory lane. Can't wait to see.
Yeah, lots of big anniversaries, huh? Yeah, so we're going to have extensive coverage of the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11 all month long, including a one-hour special happening in just a couple of weeks from now. It's a big undertaking, even now, but KPRC was just as ambitious back in 1979 when we compiled a special newscast to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of that milestone.
It was 10 years ago today that American astronauts landed on the moon.
Anchored from Mission Control at Johnson Space Center, a newscast marking a decade since the United States entered a new space frontier, recapping what had happened just 10 years before.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
And helping Big 2 News viewers celebrate what had happened since.
The Johnson Space Center is one monument to the moon missions and the space program, but Tranquility Park is another. And Ron Stone is down there now. Ron?
Cindy, this park started as a bicentennial gift to the city. 3 years ago, they started construction on it across the street from City Hall on one side, the Federal Building, and the Coliseum and the Music Hall complex. Now it's completed, and today it was dedicated.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the 10th anniversary of man's landing on the moon, it is fitting we dedicate Tranquility Park not only to the Apollo 11 astronauts, but to all those who have dared to explore the unknown.
So Tranquility Park is a reality. You should know, of course, that Frank Mann, our resident art critic, does not like it. But almost everyone else who's seen it seems to be quite pleased with it, and as a matter of fact, it's expected to become a tourist spot in Houston.
Another tourist spot highlighted in this 10-year Apollo 11 anniversary newscast, Rocket Park at Johnson Space Center.
Thousands of people come here every day to see the rockets and to look at all those space gadgets.
Gee. A rocket.
That's
a rocket is gonna splash up.
Splash down. Splash down.
It's absolutely great because it's so small.
You really just cannot believe anything that magnificent can get off the ground.
The weathercast even had a space focus that day.
Our Doug Johnson has spent part of this day talking to the experts on weather down at NASA, and cross your fingers, maybe he learned something. Doug?
I've learned a great deal. For one thing, there's a lot more room and a lot more equipment here to study the weather.
And the space theme continued in the sportscast.
Well, speaking of astral things, Bill Worrell is out at the Astrodome, and he wants to talk about the Astros.
Thank you, Cindy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Astrodome. And, you know, I think it's appropriate that we do the sports segment from out here at the Dome because as NASA and the moon program hit its height at the moon landing 10 years ago, so did sports in the city of Houston. I think sports hit its zenith with the building of the Astrodome. It's just gotten bigger and better since then.
Well done then and now.
Yeah.
Familiar faces there to the Houston community as well as our KPRC viewers. We promise to show you more vintage video from our coverage of Apollo 11 as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the moon landing all month long.